Hello friends, I am Archana Hegde. Today we are talking about Scientist of Microbiology. First scientist is Sir Louis Pasteur. Here is the photo of Sir Louis Pasteur. When you see the name Louis Pasteur, L represents the liquid media and Pasteur, where the P represents, as we know, it is for pasteurization of milk, and a institute called by his name Pasteur Institute in Paris. He is the father of microbiology. Most important, he is the father of microbiology. There are many fathers in this microbiology, like scientists, they have taken the name, but he is the father of microbiology. Here, when you see the word father and microbiology, there are many numerications you can see here. F represents the fermentation principle which he derived, which he gave to us, which he described, like fermentation principle. Next, from the ATHER, father, other is there from that autoclave, or H gives the hot air oven. Coming to the last four words of the father, which shows that it is a germ theory which he gave to us, and he disapproved abiogenesis theory, which he disapproved abiogenesis theory. So there are two theories, one is germ theory he approved and other one is disapproved abiogenesis theory. Coming to the vaccines, he gave us three vaccines called CAR vaccines, CAR, CAR vaccines, where C represents the cholera vaccine, A represents the anthrax vaccine, and R represents the rabies vaccine, where the rabies vaccine was first given to Joseph Lister, who received the first rabies vaccine. Joseph Lister is the first who received the rabies vaccine. Coming to the next scientist, he is Sir Robert Koch. Robert Koch, here this is the photo of the Robert Koch. From the name Koch, we represents the Koch postulates. These are the four important postulates of microbiology which the microbiology runs even today. There are some manipulations or some alternations are done, but this is the main basic principle which are called Koch postulates that we will deal later. Coming to next, he discovered a bacilli called Koch bacilli, which is also called as TB. Next, from Koch bacilli over, Koch postulate over. Now last the word C, it is cholera bacilli. Cholera bacilli was detected by Robert Koch. Coming to the next, he gave the C culture media, which is a solid media, whereas Louis Pasteur gave the liquid media, it represents L. Here the C represents the solid media. Coming to the next, from the C he gave the color called aniline dye. Aniline dye was given by Robert Koch. Coming to the H of the last letter of the Koch, it is hanging drop method for motility checking, whether it is motile or non-motile. This is the picture where you can see the bacilli have come towards the circumference of the motility slide, and they are showing the motility. So the hanging drop motility was given by Robert Koch. He is also called as the father of modern microbiology. Whereas Louis Pasteur was called as the father of microbiology, whereas Robert Koch is called as father of modern microbiology. Coming to the Koch postulates, there are four main postulates where it represents constant association between organism and human. Organism, microorganism and human. The second gives the isolation of pure culture medium. The organism will be grown in a human, that microorganism is isolated and cultured in a pure medium. Third one, the inoculation into experimental models. Here, what are the pure cultures we are got in the medium, cultures which are got in the plates, that we are inoculated into the experimental model, like guinea pig, mouse, etc. So those animals should reproduce the disease here. And the fourth one is re-isolation in culture from animal. The experimental animal which is getting the disease of the inoculated organism, from that we again take the culture from the organism and re-isolation is done in the lab. Now this is the image showing the Koch postulate, where microorganisms are isolated from a dead animal, then it is viewed under microscope and it is done pure culture. From pure culture, the organism is inoculated into the healthy organism, then the microorganism injected in the healthy organism, the disease is reproduced in the experimental animal, second animal, microorganisms are isolated from this animal again, and the pathogenic organisms are grown in pure culture. This identical microorganism should be same in both when we viewed under microscope in second step and even in the last step. Here they made little modifications, giving the fifth step where the antigen which is inoculated into the organism should produce antibody in the human body. This is the fifth one. This is the new postulate. Coming to the next modified Koch postulate, where in previous one we studied about the organism or microorganism which is creating the disease, but here it is said that gene rather than microorganism, like microorganism is not the culprit here, but rather gene is the culprit which is found in the gene. Coming to the next Koch phenomena, Robert Koch also gave the Koch phenomena, where the tuberculosis infected guinea pig, if injected with living tubercle bacilli, the site around the injection becomes necrotic. The site around the injection becomes necrotic. Koch found that the same reaction when injected with old tuberculin, heated and concentrated tubercular bacilli, it has produced the same reaction. This reaction is called tuberculin reaction. What is this reaction called? Tuberculin reaction. When you remember the Koch's phenomena, you should tell tuberculin reaction. Coming to the next scientist, it is Paul Ehrlich. This is the photo of the scientist. Coming to his name Ehrlich, he discovered the bacilli or microorganism. It is Ehrlichia, and he is the father of chemotherapy. Last word of his name CH represent the chemotherapy. It is called he is the father of chemotherapy. He also discovered the staining technique called acid-fast bacilli. And standardized the toxins and antitoxins. Coming to the fourth scientist is the Joseph Lister. Here is the photo. He is the father of antiseptic surgery. Coming to the Joseph letter here, SEPH represents the septic. So you can remember he is the father of antiseptic surgery. He also discovered the carbolic acid for antiseptic surgery. Coming to the next scientist, Antony van Leeuwenhoek. Here is the photo of Antony van Leeuwenhoek. He discovered light microscope and he is called as father of microscopy. As he discovered the microscope, he is called as father of microscopy. And he called the microorganism which he saw from the microscope as little animalcules. Here is the next scientist, Ernest Ruska. Here is the photo of Ernest Ruska. He discovered electron microscope. And the next scientist, Edward Jenner. Here is the photo of Edward Jenner. And smallpox vaccine was discovered by Edward Jenner. So this is about the important scientist of microbiology, friends. If you like this video, please press the like button and subscribe the video and press the bell button. Thank you.